can we use the vertex formula? Well, the most obvious thing to do is to use the vertex formula instead of completing the square to put a function in vertex form. So if we have the function f of x equals half x squared minus 4x plus 3, and we want to write it in vertex form in order to draw its graph, well, we can find the vertex by saying, okay, we've got a is a half, b is negative 4, c is 3. So to find our vertex, we'll have h is the opposite of negative 4 over 2 times a half, which is positive 4. K is the opposite of negative 4 squared plus 4 times a half times 3 all over 4 times a half, which works out to negative 5. So the coordinates of our vertex is going to be 4, negative 5. In vertex form, we have f of x equals, the leading coefficient stays the same, so we'll keep a half, x minus 4 squared minus 5. So that's the vertex form of the given equation. How do we use that to sketch the graph? Well, we make a table of x values and y equals f of x values. In the middle of our table, we'll have our vertex at 4, negative 5. And then, since our value of a is a fraction with denominator 2, we'll go 2 to the left and 2 to the right. And then we'll go 4 to the left and 4 to the right. So the x values we'll use are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. I'm going to plug into the function as it was originally given to find the y values for the remaining points, mostly because that's going to catch any mistakes I might have made. So when x is 0, we have a half times 0 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 3 is 3. When x is 2, we have a half of 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3 is negative 3. Half of 6 squared minus 4 times 6 plus 3 is negative 3 again. And then half of 8 squared minus 4 times 8 plus 3 is positive 3 again. So now when I go to draw my graph, I know I want my y-axis to go from negative 5 up to 3 at least. And my x-axis, I want to go from 0 to 8. So I'm interested in positive x values. So let's see, I'm going to give myself room. I'll put my x-axis across somewhere like this. And I'm going to want space for 8 tick marks. And then I'm going to give myself a couple extra spaces so I can put in my y-axis. And then I'll draw my y-axis something like this. My x-axis just goes down to negative 1. And then I'm only going to label every other mark just because I've got a bunch of these. There's my x-axis. And then my y-axis, I'm going up to 3, and then there's -2, -4, -6. So my vertex is at 4, -5. And then I have points at 2, -3, and 6, -3. And then I have points at 0, 3, and 8, 3. So then I just draw my parabola. Starting flat at the vertex, smooth curve up through my points to the right, smooth curve up through my points to the left, and there we have our parabola. So instead of using completing the square to find the vertex, we instead used the vertex formula to find the vertex. And from there, we proceeded just like we would if we used any other method of getting our function in vertex form.